Welfare Transition, Work Registration Automation Webinar. Today's topics will cover the process for Welfare Transition Program work registration and the steps that will be completed by the applicant and the designated staff member once the case becomes mandatory. An applicant applying for TANF benefits will first apply through DCF by going online to www.myflorida.com/accessflorida and completing the online request for assistance. Once DCF determines that the applicant is eligible for cash assistance and doesn't meet an exemption, the applicant is referred to the Welfare Transition Program and is required to work register with the One Stop. Below are the current exemptions. Code 04 is a full-time student, age 16 to 18 or under 19. Code 09, individual who receives SSDI and a pending individual must be referred. Code 12, that's minor children under the age of 16. Code 64, individual responsible for the care of a disabled family member. And Code 65, one custodial parent with a child under 3 months of age. All applicants referred by DCF must work register with CareerSource Pasco Hernando's WT program as part of eligibility requirements to receive cash assistance benefits. CareerSource Pasco Hernando follows the newest process and highly encourages all applicants to conduct work registration through the OSST client website by going to ossstclient.deo.myflorida.com. The first step in the process. First, you will go to OSST client website. The customer will enter login or register on the right side of the page. The customer may be prompted to update the email address and even reset password if he or she has not accessed the OSST system to ensure the most up-to-date information. The customer will also be given the opportunity to opt into receiving correspondence via email. The customer should be successfully logged in and ready to start the automated work registration process via OSST. Now the WTP enrollment application is a multi-part process that each applicant referred to CareerSource Pasco Hernando must complete and receives final approval and electronic notification sent to DCF. During the online process, the customer will sign off on the opportunities and obligations and program's conditions. Welfare Transition Program applicant will be asked to complete the same demographic information displayed on the current view of the case manager's work registration screen. Next, the customer will see employment characteristics and will be asked to complete a series of questions. Then the customer will complete their current employment status. Selecting the drop-down will display the same options as desired employment. They will be asked if they received a notice of termination or layoff or documentation of separating from military service. The options are no or yes. If the customer selects no, a layoff or military separation date is not needed. If the customer selects yes, the customer may enter the date using the date picker. Next, the customer will be asked if they are currently looking for work. The response options are no and yes. Finally, the customer will be asked if they are receiving unemployment insurance. The response options, again, are no and yes. Step 2. Complete the Welfare Transition Program orientation video and successfully complete the Welfare Transition quiz. The customer will be asked to acknowledge and review statements pertaining to understanding our work registrations and must select and check each box. Step 3. The customer will be asked to complete the intake screening, which will ask them questions about their needs. These questions will be designed to find out information that will assist the case manager with providing services if the customer becomes mandatory, assist with getting the customer exempted from program participation, and identifying areas of need that may require immediate assistance. Upfront diversion. If during the needs screening the applicant indicates that they have an emergency situation that led them to apply for cash, and they can provide proof of the emergency and can show proof of ongoing income, they will see the result message illustrated as follows. The customer will then need to come into the local office for a pre-screening and upfront diversion determination. The code will end by the 11th day. A group session will be offered Monday to Thursday between 2 and 3 p.m. Welfare Transition Resources staff will be responsible for the screening and paperwork, and they will follow SOP number 5. Step 4 in the process is Employ Florida Marketplace registration and resume job search. The customer will be prompted to complete Employ Florida Marketplace registration, resume, and also conduct job searches in Employ Florida Marketplace. The client will review OSST Client System and check out as completed once all steps are complete. The data entry into OSST will occur once the customer starts the WTP online orientation. The online process will be good for 60 days from the start date. If the applicant fails to complete the process, then the activity should be closed with not completed. Typically, OSST system will auto-close the activity on the service plan screen. If the system fails to close, then staff will ensure action is taken timely. The applicant will be required to start the process over and a new entry would be entered into OSST. Manual entry into the OSST system is highly discouraged, and the preferred method of work registration will be through the Welfare Transition automated process in the OSST client website. Staff will no longer enter a CLRC note for completion of work registration, and DCF clearly understands that they must work off the interface and alert that typically crosses nightly. It is local policy initial assessments, IRPs, and ARPs are required to be entered into OSST. If a customer comes into the lobby and states they need childcare to complete the work registration process, the customer will be told, based on funding, we are unable to assist with a referral to Early Learning Coalition until their cash assistance is open. Making corrections in OSST. If you need a name correction, anyone can complete this prior to the Florida DCF interchange, or the staff can wait until the Florida DCF interchange occurs. If you need to update the date of birth or Social Security number, only the alert receiver for that unit or the OSST security officer, who is the functional team lead or program specialist, can correct this on the Case at a Glance screen. If an error is noticed after the Florida DCF interchange, then the functional team lead must go through the DCF case maintenance unit to get the error corrected. Applicant support services. Applicants, for those who opt to continue with their cash assistance application, are eligible for support services as follows, and that is domestic violence assistance. Applicants are not readily eligible for child care assistance or any incentives. Transitional support services, unless they have received an upfront diversion and are employed. Staff or designee may opt to assist a customer with the call center phone number or fax number to send the opt-off form to DCF if they wish not to proceed with the cash application. When a case becomes mandatory, you will screen the OSST assessment for service needs. The Welfare Transition Resource staff or designee schedule the initial appointment within 7 days for the career specialist. They will list activity on the appointment letter and send timesheets. They will update OSST under skill development, file the documents in Atlas, and telephone or email the customer with a detailed case note. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please contact the Welfare Transition Team through CareerSource Pasco Hernando at 352-593-2223.